Kaufman is alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at some old comics I picked up at the Half Price Bookshop over the weekend. I got a couple Half Price bookshops in my area, thankfully, so they always have some good deals on some comics, and I found some comics that I've actually been hunting, so you never know what they're going to have in there. It's kind of like a grab box, so it's always fun to go to the Half Price bookstore. First one I got here was Backlash number 2. The artwork in here is by Brett Booth, and it's a crossover with Savage Dragon. So this is one I've been looking for because of the Savage Dragon crossover. I've got issue 1 of Backlash. It's the only issue of Backlash that I own, so kind of cool to get number 2 here. I just did a video last night actually regarding Brett Booth and some comments Rob Liefeld made about him. So kind of interesting to look at this coming right off of that. I definitely think that Brett Booth's style back in this era was very much aping Jim Lee. I mean, you can see it pretty obviously, and maybe some other artists too, but leaning heavily into that style. I think Brett Booth's gotten a lot better over the years and has really kind of come into his own and has his own style at this point. He's doing all the interiors for Spawn currently, so go check that out if you want to. I've done some reviews of some of the recent issues of Spawn as well, looking at some of Brett Booth's artwork. So he's got Dragon in here, which is cool, and Dragon's partner Alex Wild. Get a pinup in here. Pretty cool looking Backlash pinup here. It's by Nick Manavat. So, Backlash is a character that never really caught on. He's got kind of like, I guess the best way to describe it, he's kind of got like Omega Red's sort of a weapon here and energy powers. So, but this is Brett Booth's created character, his contribution to the Image universe. So, cool splash page there. The other comics I picked up today, I got Spawn number 30. This is one I've been looking for a while, actually. I was pretty excited to find this one. Found some other Spawn books as well. I've got all the issues around issues 30 and 34, but these were 2 I didn't have. And that's kind of where my run trails off. And I've got issue 41 here, which I was also able to find. So, but this was one I was looking for, Spawn number 30. I actually just brought this up in a video I did last week covering the Wolverine Revenge book that Greg Capullo's doing artwork on. He's doing artwork here on this Spawn. And there's a point in that Wolverine book where Wolverine hangs Omega Red. It immediately reminded me of this issue. This was an issue that I had growing up. I bought it off the rack, and it disappeared over the years. So, like I said, this was one I'd been hunting down. It's not in the best shape. It's got a couple rips on the edge there. It kind of looks exactly like the issue that I used to have in the condition that it was in. It might even be the same copy. Who knows? But because I remember it's got this really kind of white cover, but I remember mine had some little smudges on it as well, like this one does. But this is kind of a rare comic, kind of hard to find. Like I said, I've been searching for it for a while and haven't been able to find it. So was without, I could order it online, obviously. I've seen prices on it go from about 20 to 70 bucks, which is way overpaying, but 10 to 20 seems about right. I paid a little under 10 for it here. So this is kind of an infamous issue, obviously. We've got Spawn being hanged here. And the fact that, he's also a black man being hanged by the Klan. Pretty heavy content in this issue. So, but there's one shot right here at the end of the book. And I'll go back and do a full review of this for sure, because this, like I said, this is one I've been waiting for. But this shot here, Greg Capullo kind of reuses this a bit with the feet dangling down in the Wolverine Revenge. He's got Omega Red dangling down and Wolverine running off. So kind of an homage to himself, I feel like, there. And there's a couple cool pinups here of Angela and Spawn and some fan art, which is always fun to see. It's always fun to see if there's any future comic book creators in these fan art pages. So yeah, that was really cool find. Spawn number 30. Like I said, an infamous issue with the cover and the content. So we got Spawn 34 here. Again, it's Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane on art. You really can tell, like, Capullo being heavily influenced by Todd McFarlane at this point. Just like really crazy, detailed, small, pencil and ink work everywhere. I feel like these days Capullo is much more controlled in what he's doing. Not that he's not in control here, he obviously is, but it's just almost more abstract, more exaggerated kind of poses and like these fingers here. I feel like Capullo these days draws a little bit more controlled and makes things a bit realistic looking as much as he can in the context of a comic book. But some awesome art in here. This is right after Spawn got his new costume. So he's got those big giant leg armors and shoulder pad armors and stuff like that. So Spawn number 41 as well. We'll quickly flip through this one. I haven't opened these up yet at all, so I'm just flipping through them and kind of seeing the interiors for the first time with you here, except for that Spawn number 30, which, like I said, I had when I was growing up, so I'd read that one a bunch before. I remembered some of those images in there for sure. So this one looks like we got a bit of a flashback into Al Simmons, and this is Cygor here. I almost wonder if this is Cygor's first appearance. This has got to be around right when he first shows up, so. Pretty awesome interiors in here. Love this house. That is so awesome. And the house blows up, so there you go. Love the artwork in Spawn. Definitely read Spawn for the artwork more than the story. Last one I got was this X-Force number 1. This was another issue that I've already picked up before. I have this exact cover, but mine got a bit damaged, got some water damage on it, so I picked up a new clean copy here. I like this X-Force book. Got Joshua Cassara doing the artwork. This is some of the first Joshua Cassara stuff I ever remember seeing, and I thought it was really interesting. Totally different kind of style of artwork than they were putting out in the X-Men line at the time. This cover's by Dustin Weaver too, by the way, not by Joshua Cassara. So, but this issue, we got the X-Force team coming together. I liked this X-Force team a lot. I like this Marauders team a lot too, from this Krakoan era. This X-Force series did kind of meander a bit once it got going, but I thought it started off pretty good. This issue, we see Orchis attacking X-Force here, and they actually assassinate Professor X at the end of this issue. But of course, we know there's resurrection protocols in place, so this certainly wasn't the end of Xavier, but kind of a cool way to kick off this story. I always felt like pretty awesome splash page with the bullet hole going right through Xavier's mask there. So those are all the books I picked up. Thanks for watching the video. I do post daily comic book reviews, so please subscribe if you haven't yet. I look at comic books new and old, so if you want to look at some old comic book reviews, I got those. If you want to check out what they're doing today in comic books, check those out. So see you guys on the next one.